It's like, am I being difficult? Am I being the difficult guest without?
I just switched it over here, so we'll ignominious start to the show. Hey everybody, it's Phil's show. I'm Phil. This is my show. I I decided already. So let me quickly bring Jordan York here. So before I get to that, it's Phil's show. I'm Phil. Phil's show is mostly put together through the generosity of my patrons at patreon.com/Phil Nelson. That also pays for Retro Strange TV and a lot of other cool shit that everybody likes. Now I need to figure out why I'm hearing an echo of myself here. That's unpleasant. Okay, it was LinkedIn. God damn. Makes you feel like a crazy person. Like when you have the monitor going in your ear, but it's off by like half a second or like a full second. So let me bring on our first guest. Our first guest is my cousin Jordan. I've remember the day Jordan was born. They announced it over the PA at school. Let me see if I can find two talking heads. Oh wow, your crop is all fucked up here. It's doing you dirty. Let me fix it.
Oh no.
It's just like
I mean,
zoom.
I
It was just like
promise.
zoomed straight into your just straight into your chin. This is close enough.
Oh, and
Okay.
that's not even the most attractive part of my ugly face.
Right. Well, I wasn't gonna say it. But yeah, Jordan, welcome. Why don't you do me a favor and tell the folks who you are and like what you do and stuff.
Oh boy. Hi everybody. So I am Phil's cousin Jordan. I am 28 years old. I live in Mishawaka, Indiana, and I am an actor and a DJ by trade. I have my own business, DJ Jorel, copyright pending if Warner Brothers doesn't sue me over the name. Uh, no, I actually I've
It's
been thinking.
almost your real name.
I know. That was the thinking was okay. It's close enough to me, and it's a gimmick that will get people to be like, "Ooh, that's interesting." But I'm thinking about rebranding. I think DJ Jordan Lee just kind of has a good ring to it.
Yeah, DJ Jordan Lee is not bad. It's definitely more. It's less. It's definitely significantly less nerdy. We'll say that, right? Like and also less likely to get sued by Warner Brothers Discovery.
Right,
It's,
absolutely. But I mean, and not necessarily to get rid of the nerd factor, because I think, especially with my persona that I put on in my shows, I definitely wear my nerd on my sleeve. And
yeah.
that's like I'm a huge pop culture shill.
Mm-hmm.
I got a love of I think I got most of my love for uh pop culture in general from the Nelson Boys.
Yeah, one of our
The
gravest mistakes. Super
I
sorry, super sorry about your luck, son.
no. I think back on my childhood and I'm so thankful that I mean my cousin, but I'm just gonna you were my older brothers, the three of you were,
Oh
like I was
yeah,
at your house
like every
every day.
and most weekends, yeah.
Yeah, and most weekends, and yeah, your mom, my
Yeah,
aunt Linda, basically like I love my mother, but she took me out on my field trips, took me to
yeah,
make sure I had clothes on my back and
absolutely.
make sure I got to school. And that was, that I don't want to call myself the fourth Nelson, but there was a fourth Nelson, I think maybe it would have been me. No.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
if anybody has a claim, I guess it would be you. So your day job. You still have the day job, or are you just full
yeah,
on DJing?
no, right now I'm actually, I work at a Target that's right around the corner from where we live. It's super convenient.
Good old
My part,
Target.
oh yeah, it's great. This is a shirt I wore to work today.
Nice.
My partner Laurel works at a Kohl's on the south side, so she takes the car to work, and some days I have to walk to the store or walk home. So let's go a little jaunt, and that's where to get exercise
Yeah,
and
listen,
practice my
gotta
frogger
gotta fill
skills.
up your rings, man, on the watch or whatever. Otherwise, it yells at you.
Absolutely.
It probably my
But
watch should probably be meaner to me in reality. Like I feel like I'm getting off light. It should maybe I would work out more if the watch was more of a dick to me. I don't know.
I would say, what's your what do you have like a do you like get up, do you work out in the morning? Do you
Not
I don't know what your
not really.
you're my cousin. I don't really know what your day to day like. I know what you do in a way, but what's your day to day like? Like I've never
I
thought about
mean,
it really.
well, basically, I mean, so we're in my the $1,000 studio here in San Francisco, California, and this is also my bedroom. Like, as anyone who's ever been to my house knows, my bedroom is just my office that happens to have a bed in it. Um, so basically, yeah, I mean, my day to day is this kind of shit. I mean, mostly just being like doing a ton of like I do a ton of video meetings because that's how all that stuff is done these days,
Mhm.
and I'm, talking with people who might want to be on my other show, Open CV Live, which is Thursday mornings, and we cover computer vision and artificial intelligence topics. We'll have a lot to talk about this week for sure.
Nice plug.
Yeah, I'm worried about. I don't think we're gonna have enough time to really talk about. I want to do just a whole episode on the Apple announcements from WWDC about AI, but it's tough
Yeah.
to. I mean, there's like a little panel discussion because those are fun and easy to put together, but it's tough to find like 3 or 4 people whose opinions I actually want to hear about
Yeah, no, for
this
sure.
stuff. Like, and as I mean, as the producer, I can I have that it is my right to exercise my good judgment, right? But I mean, yeah, just roll out of bed, hop in the shower. I got my showers down to like 5 to 7 minutes. It's almost exactly 2 standard kind of pop songs on iTunes in length. You hit play and get out by the second song, then I know I hit time, right? And then just seriously put on the coffee, turn on the computer. That's it.
I need a honest to God routine in the morning. I
It's
don't
it's
have that.
hard. It's
I
very
I
hard.
get I turned 20 I turned 25 and my body decided that no matter how much sleep I get, I will always be up between the hours of 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. every day.
So, but I
That's
mean,
it just
I get up between 6 and 6:30 in the morning every day and have for years. I've never had a job that
Mhm.
I needed to be up that early. Like my earliest was a regular 9 to 5, but well, that was I think it was yeah, it was like 9:30 to it was 9:30 to 6 or something like that. Anyway, and
yeah.
I
I
that I had to get up at like 7, and that was the earliest I'd ever have had to
yeah.
get up for work. And I don't do that shit now, except for some hilariously the morning after Phil's show on Wednesday mornings. I have a 6:30 a.m. call with folks, the overseas team on OpenCV. So I can't stay up too late on these shows, or I just will not be able to function.
Well, my job at one point kept me at least 3 days a week. I'd be up until at least 2 o'clock in the morning, and that
Mm-hmm.
was when I was doing consistent bar work. Now I'm trying to transition out of being in bars. I don't particularly. I've spent I did the math from the time I turned 18 and started sneaking off to go to karaoke bars, to to sing. I've been in a bar every night since probably I turned 18, and that's scary. That's
That's
not scary to think about,
yeah,
but yeah,
that is
actually,
pretty
and
fucked up.
to find the and to just see the I've God, like, and I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir about this, but just the bunch of soul searching you do when you start
Yeah.
looking at the calendar and see that you have a lot of time, more time behind you than you have ahead of you, and it's just
I try not
like
to think that way. Like they're saying within I think they said like 7 to 10 years we'll be able to regrow teeth. You see that shit? I'm excited about
no,
it.
but
Hell
that's
yeah, dude.
so nice to know.
Like yeah, justice for poor people that grew up without insurance. Like
Absolutely.
um
But no, I've been doing a lot of thinking about just recently, and that like I've
mm,
been trying to do a lot of just like some changes to the way I do things and lifestyle choices. And
yeah,
you know, I
yeah.
I think I'm really I think I'm good about knowing that if I need to change something, just like saying, okay, this like we're gonna do something completely different. I've been doing this isn't working. I have to do something different.
Mm, mm.
Um, so and that's all just part of it. Just thinking about like the things that you like, the choices that you've made and the things you've done, and realizing that okay, like these are the things I need to like turn left instead of turn right sometimes, and just kind of, you know.
Yeah.
So as pessimistic as that sounded, I think I stay more on the positive side a lot more than I
Well,
used to.
sure. I mean, there's a difference between being pessimistic and being realistic. I think there's
Yeah.
especially these days with the way that, you know, social media has affected society so much and so quickly that there's a lot of what's called that they call toxic positivity out there, which is, you know, it's essentially just trying to gaslight yourself into, you know, being happy, and then that shit doesn't work over the long term. Like you're just gonna make
Yeah.
yourself crazy. Like, yeah, that's totally a thing. I'm making myself crazy this week by not having all of the print materials I needed done yet, and I spent like the last 2 days just, you know, finding print shops, the most affordable ones that I can get stuff done printed locally in Seattle. I'm flying to Seattle on Monday for the computer vision pattern recognition conference. I'll be there all week. It should be fun. I
Yeah.
have always had a good time at CVPR. In fact, I'm going to take a pause here, Jordan. Remember when we tried to convince you your name was Jordan?
I think you did convince me for a while in my head.
Uh,
God, the stories that you can regale about just the things that you did to me or that
oh
I
my God,
copied from
dude.
you
Like
guys.
I remember like one time we had, I think it was George had the water bed, right? And like one time you jumped on his bed when you were a little kid, like 5 years old, maybe not even that, like 3. You like jumped on his bed and like bounced off and like just fell on the concrete. Like your head was like this far away from just a brick that was laying on the floor, and like you were okay, like you were laughing, right? Like you didn't give a shit. Especially like as a little kid, especially I feel like you were basically invincible. But like you didn't hit your head or anything, like it was fine, but like you were just like this far away. We were like, oh my God, dude, like how many times did we almost have to go to the hospital? uh
Oh man.
Surviving
I was
adolescence in the Midwest is a fucking thing. Let me see
I just
here. Go ahead.
I was up your guys' ass though. Like I can only just imagine, and just imagine you guys trying to navigate your lives and just your like what you're doing, and I'm just weaseling my way into the
Well,
basement
yeah,
or
I mean,
into the
you were just you were a little kid, you know, like it was it totally like
right.
it was a one of those situations that's just kind of what life is, right? You figure it out.
Yep.
I'm trying to grab. Okay, here's the screen share. I'm trying to fix my screen share again with you real quick because I'm kind of, you know, inside baseball here. One of the things I like to do on Phil's show is prototype a little bit. In fact, like I'm just gonna turn off studio mode and I can kind of show you here. So like folks watching at home will see Jordan's badly cropped face, and I'm going to fix the crop here in OBS, the Open Broadcaster software that I use, which is a super good app, super useful. And then I'm going to try to share my browser window because there's other stuff I wanted to talk about. We got a couple of events coming up. If I can find, damn it all to hell.
Man, has anybody ever told you how good you are at this? Just like like
The time when I'm like while I'm clicking on the wrong browser window 3 or 4 times. Here's a quick. So we're hosting an event here in San Francisco, California. It is called. It is a thing for the a pre-party or post. I guess it's a pre-party for the Open Sauce event. Open Sauce is this big open source, mostly hardware focused thing that happens here in the Bay Area, and I'm going to choose window capture, and Safari, open source. Okay, we should be able to see that then. So that's just basically every time I want to change it, like that's what I have to go through, and I just forced everyone all 2 people watching this right now we're forced to see that happen. So we're doing an event here at Studio 45 in downtown San Francisco. You can sign up by going to the link up here. I don't think there's like a QR code on here. I don't know the best way to send this to you, but basically it's a a lot of open source, a lot of local open source people. It's hosted by Particle, Open Robotics, Open Source Robotics Foundation, Crowd Supply, Hackster. Many of the homies will be represented there. The open source and open hardware Triforce is almost fully formed at this event. It's Ross and OpenCV, two of the Triforce. We just need the other piece of the Triforce. There's also CVPR, the Conference on Computer Vision and Pattern Recognition. This is kind of the granddaddy of them all in terms of computer vision conferences. It's in Seattle this year. The expo starts on Wednesday the 19th. I will be there running the booth and probably running on very little sleep. We've got some awesome parties scheduled here. Let me pull up. Intel is running what they're calling an AI Summit the first Monday there, Monday, June 17th, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Just around the corner from the main CVPR event. I will be there. Probably also, again, very tired. My flight leaves at 6 a.m. I get into Seattle at about 8:30. And then I check into my Airbnb at like 4 o'clock. And in between
schedule.
Yeah, in between then and then, I will be at the AI Summit sponsored by Intel. You can probably see wow, man, this Luma site has some interesting quirks. It's a little too fancy occasionally. Also, my computer's like melting right now. There's also the OpenCV, or there's also the CVPR networking meetup sponsored by Intel. OpenCV will be there. I will be there along with Shichi Yu, the leader of OpenCV China. Looking forward to seeing Shichi. We'll have a demo there showing off some of the new cool OpenCV shit with probably on an Intel CPU, probably with one of these Orbic Gemini 335 cameras. I don't know if you can actually, we can kind of see this there. It's a computer vision powerhouse of a camera. It's got tons of processing on board, pretty wide baseline. I have not taken this one apart yet because I want to do a proper unboxing video for it. Hopefully I will be able to do that before CVPR because I need the footage for the video at CVPR. So I think probably what will happen is the classic Phil thing is that the expo starts on the 19th. I fly in on the 17th to get stuff set up and, be around. And I will probably be editing the convention. I'll be editing the video that will be playing at our booth on, Tuesday the 18th at 1 a.m. and
do you have
exporting the final
a suitcase
version.
studio?
Not really, no. Like
No.
basically I just for this stuff, phone cameras are good enough now that it doesn't matter. And 90% of the time for these events, I'm going to be in a convention floor, like on a convention floor, which is just, bathed in light. Like it's impossible not to see stuff. And so I don't really worry about that very much. I think I do usually bring like one little light that I can stick somewhere just in case, like if I need to get some light up on somebody's face, if they're wearing a hat, or like if there's just not very much contrast, like it can be tough to see. And so I'll do that kind of stuff, but mostly it's just either my phone or the DSLR. Like I'll bring my I have a GH5 that Chuck gave me for Christmas a couple years ago, a really nice Panasonic DSLR camera that still looks like $1 million. I've got a couple nice lenses. I'll bring that with me and shoot some stuff, hopefully. Mostly it's just the print work though. I had to finalize a few things today and get those off to the print shop in Seattle so they can have them ready for Monday. Cause when you're like, for example, I'm getting a 10-foot wide, 8-foot tall tension fabric sign with the OpenCV logo, repeated, and it was what's called a step and repeat pattern. So people can like take their photos. Cause last year we had a bunch of people that wanted pictures in front of OpenCV stuff. Cause they're like, oh, that's what I used to get my PhD, or like, that's what got me through grad school or whatever. Is the software library we make. And I love that shit. And I want those people to have like something, a memorable, something they can take with them, and also hopefully then take that to the companies they get hired at and say, do y'all do donation matching? Because we've got
and it shows even on a small level, it shows you're growing. Like look at compared to last year. Look at this thing we're bringing this year.
Yeah, that's true. It is a much bigger space, and it looks nicer. It will look much nicer for sure. I had a personal milestone today. Well, not today, but earlier this week, where I bought a high-vis. I finally bought a nice high-vis vest, like a jacket, like for construction and shit, because you have to be wearing one. It's a Teamsters show, or Freeman. I think it might be Freeman. I can't remember. I think it's Freeman. It's a Freeman show, and that means that you have to. It's union, and you have to be wearing the ANSI 2, high-vis orange or yellow vest. And so
they know.
I finally
bought
one. Well, it's just for safety. it's for OSHA regulations.
Fair enough.
The shop steward has to be militant about that shit, or they get in trouble.
So can you like explain to me, just because I've never been to one of these shows before, but I've been to a few Comic-Cons. Are they like sort of similar in how they're run?
Pretty much.
Are like panels that people sign up for, like line up for, and different events? Okay, cool.
Yeah, pretty much. Like basically usually the way these work, for example, CVPR, there's a bunch of people publish their papers and give talks about their papers. This is where all of the new computer vision and machine learning shit comes out. So like the stuff that's going to be like, for example, all the generative AI art stuff of the last several years that was from a paper published at CVPR. Like that, this is where that shit comes from, and it's an academic conference, and so it's a little bit different than like a Comic-Con, which is more like it's more consumerism based. Like everyone's trying to sell you something. CVPR, for example, is more academic, focused on like the papers and companies that want to hire recent graduates and other industry professionals. Like that's why you have a booth here. So it's more of a recruiting thing.
Almost like a job fair.
Yeah, sort of. But yeah, sort of. So like Apple, like everybody will have people there. Most of the big companies have a booth, like Sony, Microsoft, Tesla, Google, Meta, like everyone's there. Apple doesn't do booths of these things, but Apple will send people. Sometimes they will be incognito and they'll have fake company names on their badges, which is really funny to me.
Really?
I think they stopped. I think last year they were actually a couple guys that said Apple, but there were in years past there have been people that, like, depending on what team you're on, you might want to obfuscate like that you work at Apple. Yeah, it's just one of those things. But the stuff like with the booths and whatever, like it is sort of like a job fair, but it's almost as much like in my case, it's almost like the artist alley. Like we're there trying to get donations because OpenCV is a nonprofit organization.
Right.
Like we depend on the donations of individuals and companies. Like some of the OpenCV members currently, I just had to, so we do those kind of pop-up posters you see at these events.
Mhm.
Those things are a great value, like bang for your buck wise. Um, but yeah, OpenCV's current members and partners are ARM, Qualcomm, Intel, Microsoft, Google, Huawei, FutureWay, Orbic, RoboFlow, Kados, RunPod, Hackster, Tangram Vision, AMP Software, Intuitivo, the Drone Code Foundation, Rerun, and Big Vision. Hopefully, and so from our perspective as a nonprofit organization, people always ask us why we go to these events, and it's because how else are we supposed to, people are supposed to know that we're there, right? Like and that we need their money.
Right.
Like this CVPR, I think the booth costs, because we're a nonprofit, we get a heavy discount. It's like 50% discount on the booth, which is awesome. But it was a couple $1,000s, and paying for flights and Airbnb and per diem for food. I'll probably be at like
Yeah.
industry parties for most of the nights that I'm there, so I don't think I'll have to spend anything for food or drinks the whole time. But who knows? I'll have to find somewhere to buy weed in Seattle.
I mean, absolutely.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. In Vancouver, there were some really nice. Last year, this event was in Vancouver, and there were just some really nice, like bespoke, like one of those places where the bud tenders wear aprons. Like they've got like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you walked into a haberdashery and not a weed store.
I like that though. It
It's
feels like
nice. It's
they have more.
fancy. I like
They
it.
have
Treat yourself.
reverence for what they're doing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it makes it feel like, okay, yeah. Like in
It's the
Michigan, you
opposite of a
got
head shop. Like yeah, like
yeah.
it's the fancy. It's like it's what happens when finance bros get a hold of the head shop. I think as a concept, they're like, no, we want people to feel like they're getting a fancy experience. We got the elevated experience.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of working for head shops and dispensaries, and I can, especially like in Michigan, I got in pretty early with the transition to recreation. So it started as being a little like that, like, and it was post COVID too.
Yeah.
So it was like we were wearing the gloves and we had the masks on all the time, and then after that kind of dissipated, we kept that going. But then eventually it was, oh, no more masks, no more gloves. It turned into basically what I do now.
No more teachers, dirty looks, etc.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a fall from grace that the marijuana industry in Michigan, I feel like, has had, or at least like
it's happening
an image of the industry.
Yeah, it's happening a bunch of places where, again, I think it was just over resourced by the finance bros. Like once there was gold in them there hills, it kind of it's just a matter of time before the thing is ruined, essentially. Like there's really
no, and
like,
that was I told people all the time working there. I was like, guys, this is like, I know that you're all about having your freedoms and listening to the music you want to listen to while you're on the shift, and like barely paying attention to what you're doing. But you have to realize that like people sign their paychecks, they're going to expect us to do this a certain way. They're going to expect to make a profit. When they're not making a profit, they're going to try to make changes, and we're not going to like those changes.
Nope.
So you need to like that. But that's just that's the way it works. That's how every business works.
You have to keep your boss just happy enough that they don't start fucking around with your shit. Like
I've learned that the hard way so many times.
I keep learning it. Yeah, I keep learning it. We're gonna take a middle of the hour ad break, folks. Ad break numero 1. I'm going to put us onto oh shit mode, and we'll take an ad break here. Stick with Phil's show. We're here with Jordan York, and we will be right back.
Just the dog that would go out and
Rocky
get.
the Bat Dog. We're back, folks, on Phil's show, and with an important bulletin. Somebody sent me this video of a dog eating a hot dog at a baseball game, and so now I'm making all of you watch it as well. Look at him go. Just can't figure it out, but just determined. Lost half the bun. Baseball's amazing.
Somewhere there's the human equivalent of this. So like, some poor guy that just is trying so hard but just can't get.
It's
can't
the
understand
opposite.
why
It's like the opposite of a hot dog eating contest where the guy's just like doesn't even make it through a whole hot dog. Just like performance anxiety, can't do it. Just kind of forgets.
Did you see?
Forgets how to eat.
I didn't read the whole article, but there's. I think like the reigning champion for some hot dog eating contests, like nationally, Joey like isn't. Yeah.
So what the story with that is that Joey. It's stupid that like I immediately know all the details. Like I read it this morning in my news app because it was funny because he's apparently now represented by or has a branding deal with Impossible, the fake meat company. And so that's why Nathan's has banned him from participating because he's no longer. So there's drama in hot dog land, is what I'm saying.
Isn't that amazing?
Hot dog Vania or whatever. I don't know where these. I don't know where these hot dog guys are from.
Like the highest level of political intrigue you can muster.
At this point, I mean, hot dog drama, right? Like, I mean, what? Who gives a shit about the presidency? I want to know what's going on with that hot dog shit.
Honestly,
tell me the dog stories.
It's a better use of my time at this point.
Right? Speaking of better uses of time, so Jordan, you've done a lot of. We talked a lot about how you've spent a staggering amount of time in bars, pun intended, and a lot of that has been as a karaoke DJ. Or just general sort of like master of ceremonies, I guess, as well, right?
Yeah.
What is your absolute least favorite? Do you have any like absolutely the fuck not? You are like you're not singing that song. Like I will. Do you have any that you're like no?
So I've worked in a few bars where the bar owner will be like, you cannot let people sing this type of music or this song specifically. And for me, it's like, okay, whatever, your prerogative.
Can I interrupt and ask? My gut says 99% that it's a rap artist of some variety. Yes.
No.
Are they almost?
No.
Oh, really? I see. I'm expecting Indiana to just be like, I don't want to hear that jungle music, right? Like we're in northwest southeast Michigan, Michiana. Yeah,
like
true.
The Michigan country kind of infiltrates down, so it's a lot of no country, a lot of no Kid Rock, which I'm not necessarily against no Kid Rock,
Kid Rock. I love that. If that would be that'd be like my only one would be like absolutely no Kid Rock, fuck Kid Rock, like a fake ass poser motherfucker.
But we'll get no.
I will call Kid Rock a lying coward to his fucking face. Fuck that bitch ass motherfucker. He ain't shit. He's spent his entire career pretending to be what I actually am. Fuck him. I did not grow up with a fucking tennis court and swimming pool in my backyard. Kid Rock, fucking asshole. Anyway, as you were saying,
that's true. I can attest. He's right. He did not.
No Kid Rock. I'm 100% down with that one. So you're saying it's mostly it's mostly like a per bar thing, like the owner or maybe the bartender that night or whatever would be like, I hate so and so.
And I try because I'm trying to get out of. I'm trying to be more like I'm doing weddings or graduations or I'm trying to do more like corporate events. By the way.
Yeah.
if you're looking for entertainment for a corporate event, I do travel. I'm going to Tennessee in the month of July for a gig.
Sweet.
So, DJ Jorel, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and
Mm-hmm. Let me here.
um,
I'll pull up your. Which one do you take bookings through?
Facebook right now. I do all of my stuff through. I've actually found Facebook has been a very helpful tool in getting just
Yeah.
the business aspect of my just being able to have everything kind of
Yeah. Here
modulated into one spot.
I just brought you up here on the screen share the Sharemotron. 147 followers. I mean, there's like 4 people watching the show, so we're probably not going to put a dent in that number today. But yeah, go check out DJ Jor-El. Not yet popular enough to have an impersonation page, but we hope, and I want that for you, Jordan.
That is the goal. I
That's when you know
shared
you've made it.
a friend of mine shared pro- it's probably a scammer's like post that they're sharing around about this is
Mm-hmm.
there's cloning Facebook pages. This is my original. I am not out at blah 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 blah. It's one of those chain
Yeah,
mail
yeah,
that isn't chain mail anymore things that I stupidly share every now and again. But I don't care. That's the thing about my Facebook I found out is I really don't give a shit what I put on it anymore. Like I will
yeah,
I will read a news article, get angry, and rant early in the morning
yeah.
I'm just in a mood,
I think
and
that's
then I'll
how a
bitch
lot of
about
people
how
use it. That's how a lot of
and
people
then I'll
use
bitch
Facebook.
about how I am gonna end up paying $150 to get a video game that I used to be able to pay $45
Mm-hmm.
for when I was
We
back in the
we
day and be
talked
able to
about
unlock all the things.
we talked about this on the very first episode of this show, the insane price inflation in vintage gaming collectibles in the last during the pandemic times. Like stuff is doubled, sometimes tripled in price, even for just bullshit like trash, like Mario,
Yeah,
like the most overproduced carts like Mario and Duck Hunt is like $10 now, and that used to be you couldn't like if you had like a roll of toilet paper in one hand and a Mario Duck Hunt in the other, like a lot of people would take the toilet paper, like in terms of like
yeah.
actual value, like in terms of how much it was
Right,
worth,
because I was
like those
it
that used
was
to be,
everybody had it.
yeah, it was a pack
Like,
in, and like yeah, that shit was like 69 cents at one point at GameStop and shit.
mhm.
Yeah, just completely bananas. Like I've got a decent collection here, and I have twice as many games as this, like somewhere it may be lost in someone's basement somewhere in Indiana at this point, um, Michigan or Indiana. That I had probably 50 more Nintendo carts. I probably have damn near 100 Nintendo carts over there, and like 50 some Famicom Disk System games. I recently bought
Ooh,
a analog pocket, the thing that plays. It's a retro game machine, but it plays the original cartridges. So you can put like Game Boy, Game
nice.
Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. You can get an adapter that will do like the Atari Lynx and Game Gear and tons of
Ooh.
one of the. But you can also play ROMs and it's not like emulation. It's FPGA is the technology used. It stands for floating programmable gate array, something like that. FPGA, I think that's what it is. Essentially, what that means is you can take with enough of these gates in, you can basically re-implement the original hardware. Instead of doing like an emulation in software, it's essentially exactly the same as running it through the bare metal hardware, unlike just running emulation. Anyway, I got one of
Do
those,
you?
and
Is there
I was
a
amazed with how sweet the Game Gear was. Like I didn't realize, like I didn't have one, and like I did not realize how like awesome the graphics were on the Game Gear. Like they really did just take like NBA Jam, Sonic, fucking Mortal Kombat, and just shrunk them down to the tiny screen, like more or
Mhm.
less keeping the sprites. Like the sprites were a little bit larger compared to the world, but not much. So they were like instead of like what the Game Boy and Game Boy Color did in a lot of cases, which was make the sprites super big. Um, it was just really interesting, and they had like so many more colors and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, what was your question?
Now, the downfall of those, like especially those early like handhelds, was like the backlighting for a lot of the screens.
Well, yeah,
I watch a
they didn't
lot of
have one. I had
yeah,
to
no, I
up
don't.
to the
So
first Game Boy Advance. In fact, didn't have one. That was the first video game console that I modified by installing a backlight, well, a front light actually. It goes on in front of the
I
screen, but yeah.
yeah, I remember your mom would take me to the dentist, and the receptionist at the dentist had her son's Game Boy that she would bring specifically when she knew I was coming. And he had, like, because Nintendo sold the peripheral, the front light, because Nintendo made a peripheral for
Yeah, it was
everything.
like it was huge
Which,
too. Like you slid it on there. It was like a top.
yeah,
It was a sled for people that remember like the Palm Trio and stuff. It was like a plastic on plastic sled and like a big, and then the screen actually had a magnifying glass as well, so you could like see it a little bit better.
I miss when games were creative
See,
or
I gotta
companies
tell
were
you, like
creative.
I've talked about this on almost every episode of the show, but I'm a big fan of the Playdate. I've got a Playdate, and I actually designed. I talked about this on episode 1 as well. We'll bring it back for episode 5. I designed a little stand for it, designed and 3D printed a little stand for it, so it can sit here and function as a clock on my desk because it says,
That is so cool.
yeah, it says what time it is. In words, it's 10 to 8 on Tuesday, June 11th, according to the Playdate. But this little fucking thing has a crank. It's got a literal crank. Like you use it to play games and stuff. It's
Oh, like it's a part of the control. Not
yes,
like I
it's a
was thinking it
crank.
was like you crank it to keep the
No,
game going.
it's a crank control. Like you, like just it's a potentiometer with sensitivity, and so
Mhm.
based on how much you crank, it registers as. So like people have made some interesting games with this already. It's a little tiny thing. Battery lasts forever. Super cool Game Boy like one color screen, but like much higher definition. Also, no backlight. Basically impossible to play in the dark. um, it's funny you should
That was
mention. It's funny
part
you
of the
should mention
challenge.
that Game Boy Light because I was thinking that my next project for Playdate is going to be creating a version of that thing for the Playdate, with 3D printing and a little bit of light soldering. I think
I
it would be
love it.
fun. Hopefully, I will have that done in time for XOXO Fest, which is I'll be going to in Portland in August. They're doing it one more time. My favorite all-time convention thing. I'm super excited. I get to go. My girlfriend Natalia is also coming this year. That will be super fun for both of us. And I love Portland. I haven't been back. It's been probably 5 years since I was in Portland. Right before the pandemic kicked off proper was the last time I was there. Made some, good acquaintances, some friends that I still talk to. Really looking forward to it. So
That's a bucket list for me. I want to go out to Oregon
yeah,
so bad.
Portland's great. Portland's a really interesting, fun city. Awesome food and bars. I've never been to Seattle, which I'm looking forward to. Like I've only been to the airport. So I'm looking forward to trying some. I'll probably make myself sick on seafood or something.
Ooh. But
S-
you got the food. Cuisine's always like number one when you're traveling.
yeah, I mean that's a big yeah. I always try to like I'm never if I'm out of my home city even like if I'm out of San Francisco, I'm not going to a chain, right? I don't care what it is. Like I'm not going to like an Outback or a Ruby Tuesdays or a McDonald's or whatever. Like I'm going to try to find a local place that looks good
Mhm.
that I want to eat at because when are you going to be there again? You never know. It could be that.
I went to my girlfriend and I went to New York.
Hmm.
Not her first time in New York, but my first time in New York City. We went to
So I've still
we
never
were there
been.
for
That's
a week.
awesome.
Yeah, it was it was amazing, and she's great about planning. Like she found great tickets to our flights, found an amazing hotel. It's right like we were a block away from Times Square, so we walked to Times Square every night.
Awesome.
But my favorite place while we were there, we went to a bunch of like great restaurants. There's this place called was it like Schneppers? Schnippers. It was right next to like the New York
That's
Times
funny.
building. But they had the best like beer cheese fries I've ever had in my life. And then
Sounds
on the flip
awesome.
side of that, I had to get a New York slice, like a classic New York slice.
Naturally.
And
So you
there's
went to
this
Sbarro, like the office joke, right?
no, there's a shitty little corner place
Yep.
like by our hotel that was like maybe like 5 feet away from the hotel that I would walk down to, and like 250 for two slices of pizza, and they're like giant flat slices, and it might not have been the best pizza, but goddamn, it was good.
It's the classic. It's what you expect. Yeah. No, it makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense. I'm having a quick issue with our frame rate here. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm gonna turn off studio mode and go back to the two talking heads view.
can I
Inside,
pick your brain real quick?
yeah, go for it. We got
Before
7 minutes to the top of the hour ad break. Go for it.
Fantastic. So I'm about to start a movie club at Niles Brewing Company. I've been talking with Brandon about it, and he was really excited. They do their boozy book club and stuff there. And we're doing our first one in July, and we're not doing like a movie per se, but we're trying to figure out like Fourth of July movies. And so
Well,
I've been asking a bunch of people, what do you consider, or what is a movie that you go to
if it
with the
was me,
Fourth of
the
July?
first thing I thought of was Jaws. It's got to be Jaws.
That's what George said too.
Yep.
And I think
Close
that's a
close the beaches
fantastic
on the
choice.
4th of July. Amity, of course,
We
means friendship. Dude, the mayor in that movie is just one of the all-time great performances. Like when he's at the hospital later, all like disheveled and like smoking a cigarette and like
Yeah.
staring off into the distance. It's what a great fucking movie. Shout out to what's up Ian Polpo in the chat. Ian Scott, guest on Phil's show, episode 1 is in the chat over there. What's up, dog?
Uh,
Always a
but
pleasure.
we talked he said that one, and then I naturally said Independence Day, but only
Ah,
because
man,
I
see, I
fuck that
didn't even think of it.
but fuck that movie. Fuck that fuck that movie
Welcome
and
to
fuck the
Earth.
sequel. And
Mm,
I don't think I've enjoyed a single thing Roland has produced.
yeah.
Bat Bat did he do the OG Battlestar Galactica?
Was that Roland
Like the
Emmerich?
like the film?
Oh, no, you're thinking of
Who am I thinking of?
Gene or Gary? No, Gary something. It's not Gene Roddenberry. That's Star Trek.
No.
The guy that did Battlestar Galactica is Mormon. I know that.
Oh.
It was like a big part
I
of
just
the.
know
It's a big part of the
I
show.
just know that I hated him ever since he ruined Godzilla for me.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
Like
I'm
what a.
assuming the American public.
God, what a.
And but there's just been nothing that he's produced. Like maybe I can't even say it's a disaster movie thing because I like Twister.
Yeah, no, I mean, what a piece of crap that God's. I'm still mad about that Godzilla movie. Like my Godzilla, who is real and is my friend, and I talk about it all the time. It's just,
I still haven't seen -1. That's on my list of things to see. Have
dude,
you seen that yet?
yes, saw it in the theater here. I made Natalia come to it. I think it might be if it's not the best Godzilla movie, it's like top 3 for sure. It's like
Yeah.
super high up the list. Just extremely fucking good. Totally different than Shin Godzilla. Like just
Yeah, and I love
totally
Shin
different kind
Godzilla.
of Godzilla. Both extremely awesome movies. Like I can't say enough good things about either one of them. The I think what they did with Godzilla -1 was just like really a really special thing. Like managed to bring a sort of real like gravitas, like human story to Godzilla, which is present in the original film that has not really been part of these movies in a way that they're good, because they're always trying to do
Yeah.
that with the English dubs of stuff, like or like Godzilla 85, for example, with Jessica Lange. Like it's they try to do that stuff, but it ends up being kind of, you know, big and silly and like pro wrestling kind of gaudy. But what they managed to do with -1 was a much like these like very personal stories, like very small scale personal stories are happening while Godzilla is, you know, rampaging, and they just did a tremendous job. I recently also grabbed the version that they on the Blu-ray. There's a version in black and white as well. And it like
Yeah.
it actually weirdly with some of the special effects being like it relies pretty heavily on CG for like weather and a lot of that kind of stuff and you know backgrounds, like just tons of light stage type of stuff. And I find that stuff actually looks a lot better in black and white. Like it's less distracting.
Yeah.
Because it just everything kind of looks a little bit less kind of shiny and, you know,
I mean, it
and
won the
fake in
Oscar
black and
for
white.
VFX,
It
so
was
I would assume
it's super
that
good.
they,
Like I'm
yeah.
really impressed with it, but again, like I've been burned by so many Godzilla movies. I feel like over the years, mostly
Did you
American
see?
ones. I have
Did you
not seen
see
any of the
the?
newer the Legend
No.
Entertainment ones. Haven't seen any of them. I started. I
So
watched the first episode of Monarch on Apple TV, the TV or like short whatever
the
the
only reason I was interested in watching that was for the Russells, was for Kurt Russell and the
yeah
and like, but oh, God, I love anything Kurt Russell's in. But
yeah
no,
he's pretty great.
I for if you like, and because I get this, I'm assuming I got it from you guys. My love of Godzilla comes from you.
Godzilla, who
But
is a friend of the show, Godzilla.
friend of the show Godzilla. But I also I love that original Ishiro Honda's original film is like groundbreaking to this day. Like,
Great
and
science fiction
I
movie.
I think that if -1 does anything like close to that, I think that's great. I also love the late Showa era, like festival
Mm.
Godzilla produced movies
Mm.
that are just for kids, and where he
You've got like you got
where,
Godzuki's in there, and like
yeah,
there's Godzilla versus the smog monster,
and I
Hedorah.
think to the American movies' credit, they capture the vibe of those really well, because it is a lot of like, it's got a lot of stars in it, but I don't give a shit about them. I want to see King Kong and Godzilla fight another
Yeah.
giant lizard or whatever the fuck it is.
Like
And
I
I think
think
they're my
they don't do camp anymore. Like I feel like
they're afraid
I want
they're
camp.
afraid of that word.
I want another campy kaiju movie, like an American
They
kaiju
don't want
movie.
Batman 66 has forever in the zeitgeist of American culture made camp a word that like either makes you think that, or it makes people go like, oh no, we don't want to go in that direction, even though
It's
a
like
lot
even
like
though it
even
was an incredibly popular television show that we're still talking about like 60 years later. Like,
yeah,
you know, I mean, I would love to be compared to Batman 66. Some of the like all-time great performances, like just
to be given the
every Batman
opportunity to,
character is compared to these performances still to this day.
yeah, to be given the opportunity to just go in there and just like do whatever the fuck you
Just
wanted to do and just have
yeah,
a good
just
time,
huge
and
over
then
the
you
top,
just
man.
saw
It's
that.
so awesome. Yeah, Burgess Meredith as Penguin is just a revelation. Of course, Frank Gorshin. There will never be a Riddler as good as Frank Gorshin. He was
I
absolutely
agree.
perfect.
I don't think they've ever been able to capture just, and I wish that there were,
The manic
I wish that
glee that he was
I
able
wish
to
that
bring.
but I wish that he was alive today to do like an
Mm.
interpretation of the role, because I feel like he'd be able to do exactly what he did back then, but still, like, you could probably place him in the Batman and it would work.
Yeah, right. No, I
You
mean
know,
it's
like,
a bummer. I don't know whatever because he didn't die until the 2000s, I think. I'm gonna
was
look on.
and it was
Yeah,
just old age
77
potentially, or
72 years old. Um, let's take a look what Wikipedia says here.
right on. Oh, also, if you haven't
Lung
seen
cancer.
Kingdom of the
Lung
Planet of the
cancer.
Apes,
I saw a bunch of. I
oh,
know they
okay.
shot a bunch of that here over on Baker Beach and a couple of other places. They shot some of the exterior stuff
Did
with
they?
monkeys on horses. Uh,
Did they?
here in San
That was
Francisco.
the talk about doing justice to to something classic.
Another
Like
super
I
great
just
like science fiction movie written. The a lot of people don't know this, that the film version of Planet of the Apes, the first one, the screenplay was written by Rod Serling, creator of the Twilight Zone.
yeah,
It was one
not
of
just the first one. He did drafts on the first three. He did for Beneath and for Escape as well.
and one of the
And
few, like, he didn't do a lot of feature films. He mostly wrote television, and I think this there's what is it 12 days in May or something is what the other one is called, and I think that's like it in terms of feature length films. So yeah.
and the original Planet of the Apes, the first half especially screams Twilight Zone
Oh,
episode.
super Twilight. So
Just like
somebody, one of the,
yeah,
there was one of those things way like in the early days of YouTube where somebody made a like 25-minute edit of Planet of the Apes and stole a Rod Serling like intro and outro from other Twilight Zone episodes, put it in black and white, and like honestly, it worked pretty well. Like
yeah.
yeah, totally the right tone and everything. It was very Twilight Zoney. I dug it.
But they just to the fact that they were able to reboot aside, which we won't talk about, but and even the newer ones, minus the first one with James Franco, but just the fact that they've been able to
Mm.
make the series work, and you're just really focused on the apes,
Mm.
like, and you don't really worry about who's in the movie, but you just like, oh, these apes are like you. The effects and the storytelling are to the point now where it's just like, oh yeah, they don't need to be in makeup to be believable. I can actually like these things are
Yeah,
real, even though
sure.
they're like. But I just
Yeah,
want them
the
to
skin
do
and
a.
hair tech has come a long way in the last 10 years or so. Even the last 5 years, the skin and hair stuff looks really good for the
Yeah,
monkeys, for the
I
apes.
just want them to do a full. I don't want a human in a movie. Like they had, I just want a full like.
Yeah.
But legitimately, I just want because this last movie was almost like it was like watching Star Wars.
Mm.
Like it just the story that the characters go on was very like it was connected to the things that have come before and kind of loosely and the continuity of the film series is all like you could connect the new ones to the Heston one because they haven't quite gotten to that point yet,
Yeah.
like in how they do the story.
Yeah.
Uh, and just the like in a Godzilla film, an American Godzilla film, the humans are just the weakest part of the movie. At this point, it's like we don't need them here to have a
Yeah.
captivating
Even when they're
story.
again, like when they said, like you said, even when they're really really good actors, like Bryan fucking Cranston, like I mean, like does it get much
Criminally
better?
underused in that movie, though. Like they did not use him well at all. They
Have we
used him.
gotten have we gotten Bob Odenkirk yet? In I would watch Bob in a Godzilla. I think Bob could be like a maybe like a down on his luck dad who the only way he can get his kids to love him is by defeating Godzilla or something like that. We haven't done that one.
Nobody part
We
two.
haven't done that one yet. I just want my kids back from Godzilla.
And a quarter of the way through the movie, you realize David Cross has been Godzilla the
Just
whole
the whole
time.
time. It didn't come up a lot on the show, but it is in fact true. I'm looking at our video quality and it's just really tanking for some reason. But you know what? Fuck it. I am doing too many things at once on this show. It is what it is. It's top of the
I'm
hour.
probably about to.
Yeah, it's
call it myself. Yeah.
Yeah, let's Jordan, thanks for stopping by. Best of luck in your future endeavors. What do you got going on for the rest of the week?
For the rest, I'm going to be. I have a gig coming up on Friday. I just booked. But for right now, I'm really. I do have availability from July to the end of the year and beyond. So I was serious about if you any looking for entertainment of any type. I do. I just MC. I do mainly karaoke DJing. Like I have a nice karaoke setup that I do. It's portable. But yeah, it's been great talking to you though. Like I love you. We don't get a chance to. I once every year or two we actually get to sit
Yeah.
down and shit. And if you don't mind me coming back, I'd love to come back and just do this again with you sometime. So
we'll definitely have you back. We'll figure out. Maybe we'll watch some Retro Strange or play a game or something. Speaking of games, after this is the top of the hour, 6 minutes past top of the hour, we are going to do our second ad break. And after the ad break, I think probably we are going to play some more Manor Lords. We got our medieval settlement up to level 3 the other night, and I think we put another hour in here, maybe we can get into some combat and probably get our asses kicked and lose and start over. So anyway, Jordan, thanks so much for stopping by. We'll have you back sometime. Have a great week. Have a great night. Adios, man.
Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm. Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's show. I'm Phil. It's my show. And I think now is about time for us to get back to some Manor Lords. We were Manor Lordsing it up a few days ago as I was trying not to finish the work that I am now scrambling to finish. But I think we can make up for some of that by slacking off a little bit more here. As I said, slacking off mods, okay? So let's play some Manor Lords. We got to level 3. I'm gonna pull up the save game here, and we can take a looky-loo. Let's do it. Weirdly, for some reason, it doesn't show up in my recently played shelf, which is a goofy issue. I'm going to put a stream marker down here. Oh, shit. It looks like they said, all right, we got to read. We got to do some reading now. Hang on. I'm going to... What's up, Ian? Y'all, is anybody from your job going to CVPR, Mr. Popo? Hey, look at that. You can see my screen. This is what the Twitch backend looks like, in case you were wondering. But anyway, I just saw, let's change this screen share. To shit. Okay, we got to read this thing now. It said something about, okay, so there was a patch today. Do we have to start a new game is what I want to know. Okay, maybe, I don't know, maybe it will be fine. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to hit stream. Yeah, let's give it a shot. All right. I think this is a little bit better. For some reason, we're not getting audio. Let me fix that. Should be back now? Yeah, okay. I gotta turn this down. This shit is fucking loud. Okay. Thanks, Greg, Manor Lords Dev. I gotta say, of all the names out there in the world, I've had really good luck with Gregs. Let's load. I think we played a little bit longer. Yes, we did. Okay. We got these burrages going up here. We're expanding our burrages. Looks like the frame rate's not doing too great here. I think we're sending too much data up the wire, folks. Might have to put our frame rate down, or I might have to put our bit rate down a bit. So we're on 0.7.975 here on this one. One of the things that I do like about this is when you get up close, it does look pretty nice, and also I think the sound design is very strong. I said this in the first part of the game, but I think it is really good in terms of how the audio works, which is tough to get right, and the devs deserve some praise for that. So in case you are just joining us for the first time, you don't know about our land known as Turdsylvania, and our leader over here is named Eckfart. So Eckfart of Turdsylvania. You can kind of see what we've got built over here. So our marketplace is sort of the town hub, such as it is. And then we've got some more outlying stuff here. This is pretty much where everybody lives. We've got a church over here. tannery. Lots of shit going on here in Pennsylvania at the moment. One thing that is a bit of a problem is we've got these dudes capturing stuff. If we go up to the map screen, for example, there's a few other people around. There's these outlaw tribe, bandits or whatever. Anyway, we need to capture this stuff. We do not have very much in the way of... Dude, what is going on? Okay. Yeah, there's something up with my network. My commands are not being sent properly. This is wacky. Oh my god, this is gonna drive me fucking crazy. What are you doing, game? Stop it. Okay. I'm gonna pause for 1 second and try to figure out what the hell's going on. Maybe I'm just doing too much. Yeah, I think recording and streaming might be causing trouble. So I'm just gonna let it stream and see what happens. Oh, yeah, this is still terrible. So this guy's finished. Got 15 families worth of living space, 45 souls here in the Turdsylvanian Empire. Dude, I don't know why he keeps doing this. This is so frustrating. Something's up with Steam. It's like sending my keyboard commands minutes after the fact. It's very weird. The least pleasant stream I've ever done. What the fuck is happening now? Like what? Seriously, what? What the hell? Like what is it doing? This is fucking weird. What's happening here? It's like changing the perspective when I move the mouse, which is really, really stupid and impossible to play. So we're gonna quit this game and we're gonna try to load it again. Very strange. Let's try one more time, shall we? Try to kill all the shit that I'm not using. All right, one more time. Now it's not giving me audio at all. Strange. the audio on my laptop just like dropped out entirely. Oh, computers. Mankind's greatest mistake. Whatever, dude. Let's just see if this lets me play now. Okay. Not much better. Whatever. Let's just chill out here and vibe for a moment, shall we? Shall we? What shall we do, folks? What shall we do? I think... Okay. So we need to get some birch plots, a couple more to level 2, and we get 3 of them to level 3 in order to level up and get some more developments. That's what we're dealing with here. So it looks like to get to level a tavern with ale. Okay. There's a tavern over here for sure. I don't know where it is. Let's find it. Damn, I don't remember where we put the tavern, folks. Stonecutters. We do. Farmhouse, tavern, there we go. Well, we got a couple people open, so we can put one of them on there. Why not? Why the fuck not? Sylvanian people are proud, stupid. So they've... Let's pull out to the map. This guy's captured three of the spots here. I think we need to go over here and snag this somehow. I think we should buy another oxen of some kind, or some kind of beast or bird, you know what I'm saying? We only got like 2. Yeah, see? Let's do it. Excuse me. We got an apiary over here, nice. Assign somebody over here to check on our bees. Bees? What is it like? Yeah, okay. I need to unassign some people so we can... myself out so I can cough my head off. The next things we need to do here are 85% approval rate here. so we've got 2 burridge plots of a 2 or higher. Upgrade this one, and that will give us our 7 level 2s. And then we need to get 3 level 3s.
Come along, lad.
What's up with the tavern? How is the tavern not? There's no beer in there? 20 of our 36 potential spear militia guys. Okay, so we need to upgrade here. This is how we really start, I think, unlocking the more powerful shit here. We'll see. We shall see. Here to help us construct stuff. It's probably them coming now. Firewood, food. Said Frogger Hut for a minute. Looks like we still got berries in there. So there's this whole trade route between your various conquered areas, but we only have the one conquered area. So. Chill out when this thing gets constructed, I guess. Speed up a little bit. Weirdly shaped ones. thought it would be interesting to make these kind of long, beefy ones. So we've got some more folks. 16, 94%. Built this in a really strange way, like not on purpose, it just kind of happened. Always so low on fuel. Somebody go get that shit. This guy's got a ton of firewood up here. Build us another hitching post. Camp, I think. Oh, looks like there's some animals left. We're gonna assign. Boy, I wish I could hear this great rain that's happening in the game, but for some reason my audio is dead. Yours is working fine, however. Mysteries of life. I think we're gonna take our last ad break here and then power through for another 20 minutes or so and see if we can get Turdsylvania up to a small town level. See, the fuel stall is the issue. Carrying some logs, some fuel.
Oh, this is heavier than it looks. Why do I have to carry this alone?
Wow, they did not Wes Anderson that at all. We went full on inside of the clip through the model. Let's fucking go.
Oh, this is heavier than it looks. Bring this here, move that there, on and on. Why do I have to carry this alone? Oh, this is heavier than it looks.
Don't be shy, good sirs and ladies.
Nice little clipping through the table there to put that stuff down. Excuse me. Look at this strut, this Vince McMahon ass strut on this guy. No chance. That's what you got. No chance. No chance in hell. I'm gonna have to do that cut now.
Field need a bit of a drink. So would I.
Where are you going? Forester's hut, perhaps? Oh. Yeah, getting low on fuel again. Or still, rather. I think our problem is logistics. We need more aminals, and so we're gonna crank up the priority of this hitching post and watch them build it. Nice. It's great to see the community come together like this here in Turdsylvania.
We need more workers here.
Really pretty foliage and weather effects in this game. I think the devs have done a great job on that.
Gave the old ox a handful of month-old grey. He spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple. We all know what that means, huh?
Where's he going? Could definitely see just like zoning out and watching these people walk around for hours. Might be pretty close to out of berries. Nope, they're still berries. One in the pantry. Go trading post.
Stay
What
with
does it say? 0. There's pasture right here, dude. How do I make pasture?
You'll know what that means.
You need a corpse bit.
You'll know what that means.
Why won't let me do it? Huh. Interesting. Because the house, I guess. Is that just, can you just not do this? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. Yeah, it says 0 pasture space. That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. Yeah, I don't get this at all. Anyway, let's send some lives. Instead of dude and some livestock over here, eh? Well, I think we should definitely get another. Yeah, we're definitely having logistics issues still, so.
You spat it in my face and tried to carve me and your nipple.
That. See if we can get this upgraded real quick. Oxen in the night. Yes, indeed. It's 8:53 p.m. You are watching Phil's show. I'm Phil. It's my show. And we're playing Manor Lords. All we need to do is level up 3 burridge plots to level 3 or higher. First, we're going to buy us another ox. We need to move shit faster in this town. Got some new burridges popped up over here. Excellent. Looks like they're missing clothing stall supply. Fuel stall supply is an issue. Waiting for blood. Yeah, we don't have any livestock here, so I'm gonna take these guys away. We got tools, we got firewood. Bloomery is creating iron ore. Let's just get 2 people in the woodcutter's lodge then.
Carry this alone.
Got 6. Don't have enough planks, that looks like.
Gave the old lot to hand.
Assigning 2 should help us out quite a bit. One thing that's tough about this game is the way that it sort of... It's very good at being up close, and I like that a lot. I worry about... Like, I have trouble sort of seeing the whole picture of the village at this point. I think the next time I play this, I'll definitely play a lot differently, and I've learned a lot in this playthrough so far already. But no fuel is our main problem right now. Bandit camp, eh? cut our travel time a bit here by bisecting this area. Let's see if folks start using it. Yeah, we got some folks already. Currently, to get over here, people have to go all the way. Is that so? Or do we have a road? Okay, we built a road here. Got it. That comes around. Don't need foragers right now. just need fuel stall and we're good. See. Yeah, just having troubles here. Where you going, buddy? Six file. See what kind of planks we got going on here. What do we do with our sawmill, saw pit? So here's some of those. Damn. Got tons. So theoretically, we may be able to build. We just need to level up. Oh no, okay. Where should we build our manor? I like being in the middle of the shit. I don't know. I think this is a cool spot. Just like set it back a little bit. Cool. See if we can get this built before we call it a day, eh? Got 3 months of fuel back, baby. We are back. Time to upgrade. Let's just get rid of this shit while I'm doing shit. got left is the stone. We'll be building our manor here.
Good.
57 people in the Pennsylvania Empire so far.
This is heavier than it looks.
We put somebody ditch the saw pit for now. It's almost done. Pennsylvania, baby! Damn. It's fucking boss. Damn, 52? That's crazy, dude. I don't want this. It's too much. Okay, we're gonna go to taxes. 10% land tax. Finally, we can start making some money.
The fields need a bit of a drink. So could I.
250 influence. Does that mean we can buy one of these? I need 1,000 influence to claim this area. Okay. All right, bucket. I think now is a great time to save our game. Save game number 4. Bounce out of Manor Lords for now. Go back to whatever it is we were doing before we started Phil's show today. I want to thank my guest, Jordan York. Good to see you, cuz. We will definitely talk more, I'm sure. Best of luck with trying to continue your career and get out of the bars a little bit more. I'm a big fan of bars, but I probably should not be in one every night. But hey, I'm not your dad. In fact, I am nobody's dad, nor am I anybody's mama, but I want to also thank my mama for being so awesome. Jordan and I talked about my mom and just what an amazing person she is, and an awesome mom who raised some pretty awesome people, some of my favorite people. And she will never see this because she does not watch things on the internet, but I love you, Mom. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in October for Halloween times. And I hope that everybody here had a good time watching me play, a little bit of Manor Lords. I think next week, while I'm in Seattle, we will change it up just a bit and maybe play some goofy RimWorld mods or set up some kind of silly one-off thing there, because streaming Manor Lords might be too much of too much of a pain while I'm at somebody's house, the Airbnb that we're staying in. I don't know if it's how it's gonna like streaming from Steam here from the Wizard Tower to Seattle, and then streaming from that to Twitch and YouTube and everything. So we'll find out. Not that worried about it. Looking forward to traveling to Seattle. Like I said, I've never actually spent any time there. I'm looking forward to seeing some old friends I haven't seen, I think, since last CVPR, last year. So anyway, be good to yourselves out there. Have a great night, folks. Have a great morning, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. And take care of yourselves. Take care of somebody else if you can. And have a great night wherever you may be. Adios.